Hey, today I'm going to do a quick comparison between the Superun and the Akluer walking pads here, show you everything you need to know about them, pros and cons of each, and overall which one I prefer. So first off, the Superun is weight capacity is 300 pounds, the Akluer is 330 pounds, and the max speed for the Superun is 3.8 and the Akluer is 4.0 miles per hour. So let's go over what they include. The Superun has the remote, a replacement battery, and the oil. But for some reason the remote stopped working for me, and I'll even show you that. And so I have to use a remote from a different one that actually does work. I don't know why. And then this is the Akluer remote, it comes with a replacement battery as well, and then the oil, and then they both come with a tool to adjust the belt, which I'll also talk about later. So let's go ahead and actually turn them on and show you how they work. So as you can see, it does not work for me, but this one does, which is really weird because this one has a pause feature, which is like nice. I like being able to pause it and resume, but this one has a pause feature as well, but this pause feature doesn't work with it. Only the power and the speed works for it. So I'll go over that, and I'll also talk about there's an app that it has, but we're gonna go ahead, go up to 2.0. But there's an app you can scan right there, and it basically, I was hoping it was just gonna work as a remote, like an extra way to just control the speed and maybe track your workouts or your walks, but it's a little bit different. It's like kind of like a gamified way where it puts you in like a race or like a hike, and it even has a little avatar on the screen, and it's horizontal. So I don't really love it, but that is a option that I have to change the speed and use it without this remote. But overall, I don't really love the app. I probably won't use it very much. Like I said, I wish it was just a simple like remote control type thing. But now let's go ahead and switch to the other one, the Akluer. Now I will say the Akluer remote is a little bit more like finicky. It sometimes doesn't register. If I'm like further away, I have to be closer, pressed at it for it to register. It also goes up by 0.2 instead of 0.1. And I will say that this one is definitely quieter, and it rotates through to like the same thing: time, speed, distance, and calories. One thing that I didn't point out about the Superun is it's kind of cool because it shows the calories with like a 100th decimal. So it just seems like you're doing more because it goes up more often. This one also has a pause feature, so I can go ahead and pause it. Now, if you happen to lose the remote, you can control it with these buttons here, but that's gonna be hard to do in the middle of your workout. You can't really like press it with your foot, but if you need to just press it to start, you can do that. Now, one thing that I recommend is getting these little furniture sliders and placing them under the feet. This is something I do because our whole place is carpet, and it makes these super easy to move. I could just use my foot, move it around. I usually keep them under the couch or under our desk or under the bed, so it's easy to just slide them in that position, which is super nice, because before it's kind of a pain. But if you don't have carpet, you have wheels on the front of them, so you can move them around that way. Now lastly, I want to show you how to adjust the belt. Basically, you take the tool here, and on the back of it, there's going to be the spots to actually make the adjustments. So you basically would insert the tool, and then you want to do these quarter turns in whichever direction it tells you from the instructions. And what I recommend is turning on the treadmill to a low speed and then watch as it adjusts. And so just make few turns and then watch as it adjusts, and then a few turns. That way you don't have it turned off and you like do a bunch of adjustments and you turn it back on and you've overcompensated, and then you have to undo some of the work that you did. But it's very easy to adjust. I haven't had to adjust them a lot, but that also will help with loosening the belt so that you can add the oil to the middle of it. Very easy to do. But overall, I've really enjoyed using both of them, but I will say that my preference has been the Akluer. Despite the remote being a little bit finicky you have to be really close and pointed at it. I think it's worked a lot better, especially compared it to the other remote. So overall, my preference is the Akluer.